So this here is by Tana. And this is a beautiful drawing. My God. Excellent drawing. And really the one thing that I noticed, excuse me, Tana is, I feel like because her hair is so white, there would be a nice white specular highlight, meaning like very bright. And that would also add to the roundness. You see how much more round and curved the head looks now? Because it's getting, because this highlight is also a form description. And you already have a nice, your lighting is already very good. So this little bit of hair highlight will make it look even more three-dimensional. And then you could do some subtle things on the contour like this to add a bit of that half tone as the form, because the head is a sphere, right? It's an egg. So as it goes away, moves away from you, it can get darker depending on the light in the environment. But you see, that's a nice more round geometric feeling. So wonderful work here by Tana. Okay, here we have a drawing by Mr. Chin2. Chin2 does some wonderful drawings, really nice hatching technique. He loves to show off the hatching, which is great. I'm sure a lot of us watching are big fans of that. So one thing I noticed here, Chin, is really minor, is the shape of the eye. Right now, the shape of the eye kind of does this kind of thing. So I know you're trying to describe it looking left, but what it needs is the tear duct. That's all it needs. It's just an indication that there's a triangular shape there. And I know this whole area is really dark, and that's fine. So I would see already that looks nice. Just the moment I add a bit of a triangular shape versus the flat shape. Before it was flat. This way is much better. And then, so that looks a lot better. Then I would also unify the plane of the brows. Right now they look like two separate brows. So that's not good. We want one unified brow line. It's one bone, remember? One bone. Soften this nose core shadow a little bit. And make sure we preserve the integrity of this chin contour. I'm not quite sure. There was like a wobble there. So we gotta make sure that it looks nice and, you know, it's you see that it matches the other chin and it looks more feminine. I believe this is a female model. So that's really the main thing there. Chin too. So wonderful drawing here. Rubens study by Mr. Bic Logo Man, and he's been posting some beautiful pen drawings, I believe. But and I really had a hard time finding a drawing of his that needed many comments. They're all wonderful drawings. This one, the main thing I noticed is the belly, and I know there's supposed to be a hand here, but I think this belly I think it's a little too dark. First of all, a little too aggressive, which is actually good. I think it's good to push the darks really. So that's good. See, but now once it's lightened up a little bit, it starts to roll. And then we could see like there's a couple folds happening here. There's a couple of secondary folds, even despite the hand being there. So let's lighten that up a little bit. And then you see how it adds more volume to his belly. And I'm so happy Bic does a lot of these master copies. It's a wonderful exercise. You see that kind of rolls a little bit better. And also I noticed too the foot has a very hard line right here. So that really it kind of kills the gesture, the relationship of the leg to the foot. So we don't want that. Even though he's a fat guy, and he probably does have rolls in his ankles and things, we still want to maintain some, in a way, a little gap of is space. Even in the Rubens, there's a little tiny, there's like a zigzag way to get through, and that's what you want. You don't want to just cut it and sever it with a hard, dark, hard line. That takes away from the feeling of form, really, in relationship. And also this leg, subtle shape adjustment, but overall wonderful study. And I'm so happy you're doing these. Oh, and also add some occlusion to the chest here. A guy this big will have big man boobs, you know. So we got to put that little bit of occlusion under the chest there. And also this chest, we can bulge it out a little more and then lighten up. I know it can't lighten up Pen, but just to give his chest some thickness. You see how the chest starts to feel thick now. It starts to feel really nice. And then we can put the beard on top of it later. But the main thing I want to see is the curve of the chest also here too. We want to maintain the curved. We want to maintain the curved barrel feeling, you know what I mean? Round, that kind of feeling. So wonderful work there by Bic. Okay, we have a beautiful drawing here by JP the Sargent, and he's been posting a lot of beautiful charcoals and paintings and things. So really, structurally and graphically, this drawing works very well. Values are very nice. The one thing that I would consider is the control of the highlights. Right now, the highlight on the head, the cheek, the lip, and the chin, they're the same value. So, which is fine. I'm sure this was like a very light-skinned model, light-skinned photo. I draw models like this all the time. So what I would do is take some charcoal and just really loosely add a gradation to whatever highlight. Basically, you have to pick one area to be the brightest highlight, and generally nothing else should be that bright. So in this example, it could be the forehead, it could be the cheek. So I'm just going to pick one. The next a little long too, but that's okay. It's I know that's probably a stylistic choice, which is fine. Would also add a little bit of tone at where the lip meets the corner of the mouth there. A little bit of tone instead of being so sharp. And the fact that you use these beautiful sharp lines and accents is wonderful. It's very, 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 very good, very bold. What the hell? So I would encourage you to keep doing that. Maybe add some more, a little bit more shape to that eye. And then when you darken and I would also soften this. Anything that's close to the eye, you're going to have to spend more time with, unfortunately, because in a portrait, that's the first thing that people look to is the eyes, we all know. So yeah, even now, I'm trying to get that egg effect. And, I'm using Photoshop, so it's super easy. I know in charcoal, it's infinitely harder. So props to you for using a really nice material here. Challenging, but very, very fun and rewarding. Yeah, I would even design that shape of that shadow. I would move this line and make the neck a little bit more naturalistic. It's starting to go a little too far into caricature, and there's nothing wrong with making the neck long. I just think if you want more of that naturalism, definitely you have to consider more, quote unquote, accurate proportion. So yeah, I think overall that's a little bit closer to the effect. Obviously, this kind of effect takes time, sort of this egg effect. Really, that's what I'm trying to communicate here, the egg effect. And let's see if, okay, so here we have, just for example, decided that the forehead will be the brightest highlight and put a little accent on the cheek. So you see how it kind of has a nice glow to it once you add the bright. And so we got to knock some of these down, and then this one will remain the more priority highlight. So wonderful job there by J.P. Sargent. I believe it's an oil painting or acrylic or oil by Shiva. So beautiful, beautiful work. Really, we could all see that the drawing is wonderful. The one thing that pops out to me is the eyes, specifically the way the eyes have this sort of outlined look to them, which is understandable. I think generally when people look at eyes, they oh my God, when they look at eyes, they they give them so much importance. They see ultra contrast, and really, in reality, that's not real. That's an illusion in your mind. And again, because the eyes are so important psychologically. Same with the face. In a figure drawing, the whole face will have much more importance. So it becomes, you pay much more attention to all the little minute details and things. So sometimes we want to be a little bit disciplined and sort of use design sense here to get more of the effect. And I think the effect you want is more of that candid, natural effect, sort of like you're looking at a person in front of you. So we can have that by by suggesting detail in the eye. That's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes it's best to leave things out and be more suggestive, and that's something I learned from some really world-class painters like Joseph Todorovich and Jeremy Lipking. They both they have a similar look and similar philosophy, and the philosophy of the American, or California more specifically, realism, where I'm from in America, is a bit what do you call that, impressionistic. So we the painting style is impressionistic, meaning we like to imply things and suggest things. And just like the eyebrow is actually absolutely perfect and gorgeous. Look at the eyebrow, how you see he does have a hard line, but it's only a little one at the bottom, and then so much pretty line variation. You guys see that? So much pretty line variation on the outline of the contour, the shape of the brow. That's what we want for the eyes. See, right now the eyes, they just feel like they have this same size, same shape outline all throughout them. So that's something we desperately want to avoid. And in my opinion, the best way, at least from my experience and from learning from guys like Joseph and Jeremy Lipking, is to paint as little of the eye as possible, meaning suggest, because the more you paint, it tends to start to get overworked and start to feel unnatural, start to feel cartoony and illustrative, and that's what I was worried was happening here. So we want to suggest and kind of you want to lose a lot of the eye also. Turn down the contrast, and I understand why you did it, and it works, because a lot of your painting is actually very suggested. Even the ear, the ear has nice suggestion, nice impression. He didn't just draw every detail in the ear, so it looks really nice, has a nice effect, which is great. That's what we want. So wonderful and really nice use of minimal colors here. And also I would also bring in a little bit more separation in the jaw, just to make it stand out from the neck. So either darken the neck, is probably the best course of action, is to darken the neck overall. You can still, show a little bit of the cylinder form like that, but once you have that nice dark separation, then it starts to, give it the depth which I think you want, because what you're communicating is the form, the head and jawbone specifically, overlapping the neck. If you like this video and you want to join our private Discord community, all you have to do is subscribe to my free Insiders Club email list. Insiders Club members will not only get access to exclusive content, but you'll get your invitation to our Discord community. All you have to do is go to www.drawwithchris.com, and there you can enter your email and you'll be good to go.